Essay title: On a rainy afternoon and a morning of oversleeping. Part 1. The rain begins. It was one of those afternoons when time seems to slow down. The sky had been gray since morning, like a giant canvas washed with ashes and cold mist. You could almost hear the air breathing, thick, damp, and waiting. And then finally the first drop of rain hit the window with a sound so delicate it was like a whisper from the sky. I was sitting by the window, a cup of lukewarm coffee in my hand, watching the world get blurred behind streaks of water. The rooftops, once dry and dusty, quickly turned dark and shiny, reflecting the somber light of the sky. People in the street began to move faster, pulling out umbrellas in a hurry. Their footsteps splashing against small puddles forming along the edges of the road. Rain has a way of making everything quieter, not just outside, but inside too. It's as if the rain doesn't only fall in the ground, but also on the chaos in our minds. Thoughts begin to settle like dust on a window sill. I've always had a strange relationship with rainy days. They remind me of waiting for something to end or something to begin. When I was younger, I would sit by the same kind of window, watching the rain with the same kind of stillness. Back then, I thought rain meant loneliness. Now, it feels more like peace, a real kind of peace that doesn't ask questions. It just exists. The rain came down harder, filling the afternoon with a gentle rhythm. It was the kind of rain that made you want to wrap yourself in a blanket, cancel all your plans, and just be. No expectations, no pressure to perform, just you, the sound of the rain, and the passing time. Part 2. Inside the stillness. Inside my room, everything felt soft, The curtains swayed ever so slightly with the breeze, and the smell of wet earth began to seep in through the open window. There's a word in another language, Pet Richer, that means the scent of rain on dry soil. It's oddly comforting that stand like something old and familiar thought you can't remember when you rest felt. I put down my coffee and let the silence settle. In a world surround silence is a luxury, and on a rainy afternoon like this, it feels like a gift. My phone buzzed once, a message from someone I hadn't spoken to in weeks. I didn't answer, not because I was angry or avoiding anything, but because on some days conversation feels like noise, and the rain, the silence, the soft hum of stillness. That was all the company I needed. Sometimes I wonder why we don't give ourselves more days like this, days where doing nothing feels not only okay but beautiful. We are always running, chasing deadlines, checking notifications, measuring our worth in productivity. But if, but what if stillness was productive too? What if slowing down is a kind of healing we forget we need? The rain kept falling. Outside, the colors looked more vivid, the greens of trees more vibrant, the concrete darker, the sky deeper. I could see like this forever, I thought, watching the world move slowly, watching people hurry while I stay still. Part 2. A morning I overslept. It wasn't planned. The oversleeping, I mean, the night before had been quiet, just like most nights lately. I stayed up a bit later than usual, watching the rain tap gently against my window pane, letting the thoughts in my head drift as freely as the clouds outside. I didn't set an alarm, not out of defiance, but more out of a quiet hope that my body would wake up when it was ready. Sometimes that's the greatest act of self kindness, to give yourself permission to rest. And so I slept. When I finally woke up, the light filtering through the curtains had changed. It wasn't the golden hue of sunrise or the bright glare of noon. It was the soft, diffused light, the kind that tells you the day has already started without you. I stretched in bed, still tangled in the warmth of my blanket, my mind slowly adjusting to the fact that the world had been turning while I was still in dreams. There was no rush, no appointments, no one waiting, just the quiet echo of a slow morning and the smell of the rain still lingering in the air. I got up and opened the window a little wider. The sky was still gray and the raindrops still felt like tiny murmurs from above. In, in the distance, I could hear the gentle dripping of water from rooftops and the occasional splash of tires on wet roads. It was as if the whole city had decided to whisper for a while out of respect for the stillness. Part 3. Breakfast with rain. I made a slow breakfast, toast with butter, eggs, soft boiled, just enough to melt on the tongue, and another cup of coffee, this time hot and fragrant. I carried it to the small table near the window, where I sat with no screen, no book, no distractions, just me, my breakfast, and the rainy morning. People always talk about the perfect morning. Wake up early, work out, read a book, plan the day, and sure that has its value. But there's a different kind of perfect that no one talks about enough. The kind where you wake up late and let yourself just be. No guilt, no racing thoughts, just gratitude for the warmth of your bed, the sound of the rain, the taste of butter melting on hot toast. The rain wasn't heavy anymore. It was softer now, almost like it was tired too. And maybe that's why I related to it so deeply. The day we were both moving slowly, deliberately, not trying to impress anyone, just existing. There's a strange beauty in waking up after the world. It makes you feel like you missed something, and at the same time like you've been given something rare, time outside of time, a chance to experience the day not as it demands to be experienced, but as you choose to experience it. Part 4. Thoughts without direction. My mind wandered the way it often does when not pulled by the strings of responsibility. I thought about old friends, distant places, the book I never finished, the message I never replied to, and then I read those thoughts drift away again. Not everything needs to be sharp in a single morning. Some questions mean to stay unanswered for a while. Outside, the rain kept its rhythm, a steady, comforting background to the wandering of my thoughts. There was time I used to feel mornings like this, days when I wasn't productive. I believed that every hour needed a purpose, every morning a checklist. But I learned that sometimes the most meaningful moments are the ones that don't look like accomplishments. They look like breathing deeply, like listening to rain, like sitting still, and perhaps that's why that morning, that slow, rainy, quiet morning after oversleeping, felt like a gift, a quiet reminder that I'm allowed to rest, to be soft, to let the world turn without me for a while. Part 4, Part 5. When the rain slows down. By late afternoon, the rain had begun to slow. The steady rhythm that had been the background music of my entire day turned into light tapping, occasional like a memory fading. I watched the last few drops cling to the window glass. They didn't rush. They moved slowly, slipping down as if reluctant to weep. It felt like a metaphor for something deeper, for moments in life we try to hold on to, knowing they will eventually pass. The sky, still dressed in shades, shades of gray, was beginning to soften at the edges. There was no dramatic sunset, no golden light piercing through clouds, just a quiet shift or soft transition between one mood and another. The rain hadn't stopped completely, but it was taking its time to leave, and I too was in no hurry to resume whatever life expected of me. Sometimes I think we don't need answers. We don't even need progress. We just need pauses. Rainy days are pauses. Overslept mornings are pauses. They are nature's gentle way of telling us it's okay to stop just for a while, just enough to feel again. Part 6, Evening Reflections. As evening approached, I left myself in a blanket and sat on the couch. No TV, no scrolling, just the quiet dimness of the room and the soft ticking of the clock. The hours felt longer, stretched out like pages in a book that I wasn't ready to close. I thought about how much of life we rush through, waking up to alarms we don't want, answering messages we don't mean, filling calendars with meetings we don't remember the next day. And then there are days like this, days when the world slows down just enough for you to notice it. It's funny how a simple rainy day and an unplanned sleep in can feel more real than a week of routines. There is depth in slowness. There is healing in silence. There is meaning in moments that don't shout for your attention. Part 7. A letter to myself. If I could, I'd write a letter to myself on that rainy afternoon. Dear you, you don't always have to be moving. You don't always have to be achieving. Sometimes it's enough to breathe, to sit still, to feel the weight of the blanket, the softness of the morning light, the gentle touch of rain. You are not behind, you are exactly where you need to be. Let the world rush ahead if he wants to. You can walk slowly, you can wake up late, you can listen to the rain and call that your success for the day. Love the version of you who finally understands. Maybe I didn't do anything extraordinary that day, but I felt everything more deeply. The rain, the stillness, the quiet joy of simply existing. Part 8, 94, and the return of silence. By night, the rain had stopped. The streets were wet. Gully standing on the dim street lights. The air smelled clean, like the world had been washed. People were walking again, cars were moving. The city was waking up from its daydream, and yet inside me the stillness remained. I didn't want to let go of this calm. I didn't want to forget how it felt to have a day that asked nothing from me. As I lay in bed that night, I didn't check the time. I didn't plan for tomorrow. I let my mind drift like a paper boat on a quiet stream, carried gently by all that I had felt. Final reflection. Maybe that's enough. We chase so much success, love, recognition, glory, but sometimes maybe all we really need is one rainy afternoon, one morning where we sleep past our alarms, One slow day where we remember how to feel. One quiet reminder that being alive is already something worth uh, honoring. Not every day has to be route. Not every step has to be forward. Some days, like this one, can just be soft, still, present, and maybe that's enough.